Welcome to lesson 2 of this 4-part course in herbal medicine. In this lesson, we're going to look briefly at the history of herbal medicine. The earliest evidence that we have of herbal medicine dates back to the burial site in Iraq, which was used 60,000 years ago, where archaeologists discovered 8 medicinal herbs among those buried there, suggesting the ritual and spiritual significance of herbs and plant medicines. As civilizations grew, the use of herbs became more important, and so the first written accounts of medicinal plants were made. One of the earliest surviving written accounts is the Egyptian Ebers papyrus, written in 1500 BCE, which lists dozens of medicinal plants and their medicinal uses. Another was found in India, known as the Vedas, also written in 1500 BCE, and includes a description of 350 different medicinal plants. In China, the divine Husbandman's classic, written in the 1st century, describes 250 herbal medicines. This Daoist text laid the foundations for the continuous refinement and development of Chinese medicine right up to the present day. Around the same time, the European Daoist wrote the first European herbal, the Materia Medica, describing over 600 different medicinal plants. This text has a huge influence on Western medicine and being the principal reference used up until the 17th century in Europe. Pliny the Elder was born in Como in 23 AD, and he's remembered because he wrote the first encyclopedia, Natural History of Plants, which included many herbal medicines. The physician to the Roman Emperor, Marcus Aurelius, Galen, had an equal profound influence on the development of herbal medicine. Avicenna, another important medicinal person of his day, a famous physician from the Arabic tradition, and they were expert pharmacists who blended and mixed herbs to improve their medicinal and their taste. Their contacts with both India and the Chinese medical traditions meant that they had a wealth of knowledge and that was able to draw on to develop their practice. On the other side of the world, the ancient civilizations of Central and South America, the Maya, Aztec and Inca, had their own herbal traditions with profound understanding of local medicinal plants. In Europe, the famous German mystic Hildegard of Bingen had to promote and protect herbal medicine in the Middle Ages in the monasteries. Another important European figure was Heraclitus, who was known as the father of chemistry and was an influential force in the development of chemistry, conventional medicine, herbal medicine and homeopathy. John Gerard published his Herbal General Historia de Plantes in 1597, contained 1,392 pages and was divided into 3 different books. Nicholas Culpeper, he developed a system of herbal medicine that blended astrology with the therapeutic uses of local plants. Culpeper also championed the needs of the ordinary people who couldn't afford the services of a doctor and their expensive formulations. The development of the printing press in the 15th century, of course, brought herbal texts to a much wider audience. From the 19th century onwards, the chemical laboratory began to use plants as a source of medicine, and in 1803 narcotic alkaloids were first isolated from the opium poppy. Another important herbalist was Samuel Thompson. He was kind of an unorthodox herbalist practitioner who believed that all illnesses resulted from cold. His herbal system of medicine in many ways was an earlier form of naturopathy, in which ill health is treated with naturally grown food, sunlight, fresh air, natural remedies. He became very popular and millions of Americans practiced and used his methods. Thompson's success waned as more sophisticated herbal approaches developed, those of the eclectics and the physiomedicalists. Fertile marriage between Native American and Western herbal medicine led to the establishment of more sophisticated herbal systems such as eclecticism, founded by Dr. Beach in 1830. Beach studied both herbal and conventional medicine and tried to combine the use of scientific knowledge with physiology and pathology with the best use of the herbal tradition. His approach was so successful that at the height, eclecticism had over 8,000 members in practice, all with recognized medical qualifications. Another significant herbal medicine movement inspired by Thompson's regime and influenced by the eclectics was physiomedicalism. Believing that the stomach was a source of disease and illness, physiomedicalists used herbs that induced vomiting, such as pokeweed, to cleanse the organ. Other herbs, such as echinacea, now recognized as an effective immune stimulant and modulator, and golden seal, a tonic and anti-inflammatory, were used to then aid and assist recovery. In Europe, conventional medicine was seeking to establish a monopoly for its own type of practice. In 1858, the British Parliament was asked to impose legislation banning the practice of medicine by anyone who had not been trained in a conventional medical school. Fortunately, the proposal was rejected, but in countries such as France and Spain and Italy and some states in the US, it became illegal to practice herbal medicine without an orthodox qualification. Herbalists were forced to risk fines or imprisonment for simply prescribing herbal medicines to people who sought their help. As Americans and Europeans became accustomed to medications that led to almost sudden and instant short-term improvements of their symptoms, herbal medicines came to be seen by the public as outdated and ineffective. Increasingly, the practice of herbal medicine was outlawed in North America and almost most of Europe. This was no small part due to the medical profession itself, which saw herbal medicine as a throwback to superstition and the past. From the late 19th century onwards, the aim of organisations such as the American Medical Association and the British Medical Association had been to monopolise conventional medical practice. Herbal medicine thus neared extinction in many countries, especially in the US and in Britain. In Britain, for example, between 1941 and 1968, it was illegal to practice herbal medicine without medical qualifications. Most recently, herbal medicine is growing in popularity as people are looking for natural solutions for their health problems and as people see the limitations of conventional medicines. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and I look forward to seeing you in lesson 3.